no matter what you're going to say.
Oh, there's someone that's going to hate it.
Online,
Yeah.
we have a thing called the internet where everybody has an opinion today.
Yep.
And I had the weirdest one last night. A guy said to me, I went to New Orleans and then I had to go to Atlanta. And we get to the airport on time, no problem. And Atlanta, there's clouds, so they shut the fucking airport down. So finally at 6:20, they said we could leave. We would make it to Atlanta at 9. And the show was supposed to start at 7:30.
Oh.
So I made an executive decision. I go, listen, I know I've been doing this for 20 fucking years, and I know that you just don't get off a plane at 9:20. There's still walking. There's still luggage. There's still a bunch of stuff. I go, and I mean, everybody was like, let them wait, And I'm like, no, cancel the show. We'll come back. I don't want them. Plus, it was raining. Yeah. That's why the clouds were low. I cancel the show. Some people get their refunds back. I redo the date. Some people say, fuck it, we'll wait for the reschedule. And it got so popular, I had to have a second show.
Cool.
So I had a second show. Last night I go on my thing. And the guy goes, hey, man, I just want to let you know, I waited out there on the rain that day, and you left us flat. And I got the refund. And now I come to find out you had a second show. Shouldn't you just hook up the fans for free? And I said, number one, how did you find out about me? I give you 2 podcasts a week, every week for free. Number 2, the promoter, whoever the fuck it was, I can't blame the promoter, the club, the theater, they were like, fuck them, let them wait out there. You show up when you show up. That I can never do, And I keep my tickets the cheapest out of all the comics working. I keep them at like $35. So I'm for the fan. You know what I'm saying? And then he wrote back whatever he felt. But people are never going to be happy.
Oh, man.
No matter what you're going to do. So you have to get used to it.
I had one. I wrote a book, and the book went out there, and I had to do book tour stuff.
Right.
And so I did a book tour actually here in L.A., and I was living in L.A., so it was an easy one. But I'm there, and I don't know, 50 people are there, and you're signing books, and I answered all the questions, and eventually it's all done. Okay, and I leave, and it was like 15 minutes before the written time to leave of 9 p.m. I took off at like 8:45. And some guy, I guess, came there at 9 o'clock or right before 9 o'clock and said, he wrote out this thing saying, I can't believe I came and, he wasn't there. It's unprofessional and stuff like that. And so, I actually wrote back and said, hey, I apologize that, if I wasn't, but we were done, and I actually drove to his apartment to give him a signed book, and say, hey, I want you to know I do listen. And I understand why you're upset. So here you go. Right. He's standing there at the door like, I can't believe, you're here at my apartment. It's like, hey, I'm just a person. And you can only do what you think is right. And you try to do your best. And if you don't understand it, then you don't understand it. But yeah, it's so funny. People now with the internet, they're all tough guys. That's the best part, And the one that cracks, my wife she's the funniest one because I'll get all kinds of people all the time. They don't know what I've done. They have no idea who I am. And they've seen me referee, we'll say in the UFC or in Bellator, and so something will come up and I'll say something and it'll be about, we'll say the rules or something, and they'll say, "You're just a referee. Stay in your lane." And my wife, she gets like, she wants, I just let it go. Who cares? It doesn't matter. But people have, their thing, and that's their chance to say something to you. And it cracks me up. Most of the time, I tell fighters all the time, let it go. Don't worry about those people. Does that person matter in your life? Is that the person that you really care about? Care about the people that, I listen to Joey Diaz, because, he's a guy that he's walked that walk. He knows, and I'll listen to his opinion because there's value to me. Does the guy on Twitter have value and you're going to listen to that?
You go on there, he's got 133 friends.
Not even that, 12.
And you're like, you got some fucking pair of balls, Johnny personality.